driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know, if I will ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high, even if the sky is falling down. Jumping from cliffs so high, trusting our wings to fly. Sometimes we're crashing down, but we get up and start from the ground. And I really wanna know, if I will ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high, even if the sky is falling down, even if the sky is falling down, yeah. The sky is falling down. Even if the sky is falling down, even if the sky is falling down, yeah. The sky is falling down.
Welcome, beautiful souls. My name is Rainey Day. I am a generational psychic medium, and believe it or not, I have had this gift, the gift of insight, since birth. And I am bringing to you a series of interviews with some incredible psychic mediums, and they all come from the beautiful Lisa Williams student community. Lisa Williams has been a mentor of mine for many, many years. Just because I was born this way doesn't mean that I am done learning. And I have had her grace and her incredible spiritual educator abilities from the Lisa Williams School. I love that she promotes being each other's own cheerleaders. She likes us to help each other out. And so in a few minutes, you're going to meet one or two, depending on who they are, some of these incredible people from this Lisa Williams student community. Big shout out to Lisa Williams, because truly she has taught me some things that I would have never have thought of. Boundaries with spirit. Ways to get evidence and identifiers as a medium, ways to really be that forensic psychic. If you're interested, she has the Lisa Williams International School of Spiritual Development, and you can find her website on lisawilliams.com. This is a non-paid endorsement. I am just paying it forward because there was a time when Lisa Williams and Muni from themuniverse.com offered a class on launch your psychic business, and it changed my life. And so ever since then, Spirit has guided me to help others who are from this beautiful community, help them grow, help them start their business, help them get the word out of their beautiful, talented gifts. And that's my goal here today, so that you can meet each one of these beautiful people and learn too different ways of connecting with spirit. You know, I am a spiritual educator, and one of the things that people always ask me is, how did you learn what you do? Or how do you connect? All of these people bring to the table a beautiful eclectic array of spiritual abilities, and they were going to share how they developed their specialized area of psychic mediumship and help you grow, in those intuitive skills. And Lisa Williams, another shout out to her. If you have had any doubt about growing in your abilities, she is the one to tune into. So check her out. And in a few minutes, you're going to meet some of these beautiful people from that Lisa Williams community. And hopefully I'm going to be their biggest cheerleader. And you find them just as fascinating as I do. So stay tuned. We're going to get started with one of those beautiful souls. And there's a few that I interview that they work in pairs. There's a really unique duo coming up. Just these beautiful, wonderful spirits from all over the world, all over the country, coming to you shortly. Again, my name is Rainy Day. You can find me at rainyday.com. Yes, that really is my name. I promise you. I swear. Pinky swear. We will see you in a minute, and you can just enjoy these wonderful interviews. And I just want to thank each and every one of them for allowing me and trusting in me. And hopefully their message came through, and it will resonate with you. So get ready in 3, 2, 1. Welcome, everybody. My name is Rainy Day. I'm a generational psychic medium. I see dead people. And I have had the gift of insight since birth. You can find me at rainyday.com. But again, today I am interviewing really anticipated. So quite a few people, well, let me backstep. So the introduction video tells you that a lot of these people that I'm interviewing are up and coming, working psychic mediums with all kinds of different eclectic abilities. And it's all from the Lisa Williams student community. And this one, this beautiful soul that reached out to me, honestly, from my heart, I have been anticipating meeting her. She feels to me, because I read energy, and for me, pictures just do it for me. When I saw her beautiful picture, just her elegance, her grace, her determination, her power, this soul feels incredibly gifted, intuitive. Her name is Tawney Lewis, and you can find her on Instagram at Intuitive Tawneys. She's from Hollywood, California, and that's just so her. She feels very eclectic, very. When you sit with her, for me, it feels as though she's going to tell it to you like it is, but with love and grace. So I want to welcome the beautiful Miss Tawney Lewis. Hi, beautiful.
Hello.
Welcome.
It's nice to meet you, Rainey.
You as well. I have chills, literal chills. I don't know what it is about your energy, but you feel like a friend that I've known many, many, many past lifetimes. You feel as though, and I'm not a witch or any of that, I don't practice that, but it feels as though we would be a coven, and you would be the strength. You would be the one that it's all okay. It's only a tsunami. We're going to be okay. That's the energy you give me. You give me grace. You give me just so much beautiful power. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you so
Introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you do.
Yeah. Well, first off, thank you so much. I really appreciate this opportunity, and I'm super excited to meet you. So I'm Tawney. I live in Hollywood. Literally, I could turn my laptop around and you would see the Hollywood sign. I live in Hollywood, California.
So I'm so jealous already, because there's so much energy there, and there's such a diverse, wonderful amount of people. When I go to Hollywood, I just feel love in the air. Everybody just kind of letting each other be. And that is the epitome of who you are.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I just moved to this. Well, I'm born and raised in Los Angeles, but I just moved to like Hollywood 2 months ago. And you're right, like it feels good. The people are cool. Everyone, it's like a different vibe, and it's a vibe that meshes well with me. But I am born and raised here. For most of my life, I've been like a business professional. I've always been in corporate America, like director positions, manager positions. And so
I can see that. Right? We all had a professional previous life, but I can see that. I can see when I would sit with you how professional you would be. And the beauty of it is, and I'm going to let you go on, but I'm sorry for interrupting, but do people come to you and say, tell me everything, or are you the one who says, do you want to know everything? Because I think you see very deep into people.
Yeah, it's a mixture of both actually. So with my training, I typically will just kind of give whatever I'm getting, but sometimes I'm like, what do you want to talk about? But I already wrote down what I want to talk about to see if it correlates. And they're like, career. I'm like, boom, career.
I love that. I love that.
It just depends on the client. So yeah.
So tell us more about your journey of how you got to here. I didn't mean to interrupt, but I just feel you're amazing, man.
Not a problem.
I think we may have to do another one of these because I have so many questions.
It's okay. I really appreciate it. Let's see. So when I was younger, like age 10, 12, I actually saw spirit, like not in my clairvoyance. I saw a blonde hair woman in my house. And then the next week I saw a man in my bathroom. I'm like, wow, I'm actually seeing these things.
So you see dead people like that movie, The Sixth Sense? Is that?
Well, I did as a younger child. Now I can see in my clairvoyance, but it's funny because I think back like, oh my God, if it was now and I could physically see, it would freak me out.
See, spirit always protects us.
Yeah. And so as a child, I was like, okay, I don't know if that's normal, but also I was able to see auras were clear as day. I could just see a person. I'm like, oh my God, you're purple. Oh my God, you're green. And as time went on, I was like, you know what? This isn't normal. I'm uncomfortable. And I started to do the like pray away. I don't want this. This is weird. And it went away. It's interesting how you set that intention. I was like, I don't want this. Go away. And it did for about 20 plus years. So
it was because of fear, or just didn't know what it was, or dogma? What did family members chime in? Where did that come from?
You know what? It was probably fear, because I didn't really know what was happening, what was going on. I didn't share it with my mother. I did share it with my sister. And she was very much like, oh, well, why didn't you tell me sooner? Like very helpful about it. Cause I think she might've also had gifts. And I was like, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. No. So just fear. I was just afraid of it. And I knew that I was uncomfortable. That's the best way to put it. And it went away. I did not utilize it. I didn't know what it was. I used to watch medium shows all the time. So excited, like, oh my God, they are so talented. This is so great.
Right. And that's, I used to watch Lisa Williams.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And you never know. I would have never, if you had told me, I'm going to say 5 years ago, oh, you're psychic medium, I'd be like, right? Really? That's ridiculous. But
I understand. I feel you, girl. I feel you.
But for the rest of my life, I did know I was sensitive to energy in some way. I didn't know what that meant though. So for example, as a manager, I would hire someone and I would shake their hand. I'd shake their hand and get drop-ins. This person is going to be tardy. This person has an attitude. And I'd be like, that doesn't mean anything, but
I call it psychic profiling.
Yep. And I didn't know this as a, 20-year-old, 22-year-old manager. I'm like, why did I just feel like this person has anger issues? Like, why do I know that?
And you already see the picture from A to Z.
Yep. And I do right.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm. And so that kind of continued, I just kind of went through life like, oh yeah, I'm probably just intuitive and whatever about it. But I want to say probably about 10 years ago, I became heavily interested in the paranormal. I love it. I think it's cool. I think it's weird. I think it's different. And I would watch Ghost Adventures, Ghost Hunters. And then whenever I would go travel, I would make it a point to do a ghost tour or a ghost investigation. And there was one team here in Los Angeles. I went on so many of their tours that the founder reached out to me and said, why are you not on my team? I'm like,
right? Why are you not? So you consider yourself not only a psychic and intuitive, but a paranormal investigator?
Absolutely. And because
cool. You're my people.
because I jumped into the paranormal aspect first, I actually like to consider myself first paranormal investigator during an investigation and then a medium later. Only because if you watch TV shows or whatever you're watching, usually if you're just a medium and an investigator, they go in, they're like, okay, this is what I feel. This is what I see. This is what I hear. I actually like to do both, where it's like, okay, let's actually investigate the location. Let's use our tools to see what's going on. Is it really haunted? Okay, you know what? We're getting some spikes. it is haunted. Okay, now I tap into the mediumship and see where I feel like I need to go and who it is we're dealing with. So that's kind of how I work, and I intertwine both of them.
That is amazing. So can you share one of your adventures, one of your stories with us? Because I have a girlfriend, my bestie, Caroline. She and I do this, and we've started taping it. And for me, you're just the whole package.
Oh, thank you.
And I really want to have and feel organically how this just kind of comes into fruition. What do you do? How does it feel? Give us an example.
Ooh, I had two. Let me see. Okay. Best one I love is there's a place in Lake Arrowhead. Please check it out. Whoever's watching this. It's called Brackenfern Manor. So much cool history. Oh my gosh.
Familiar.
Yeah, Bugsy Siegel. He owned the Tudor House, which was across the street. It used to be a speakeasy. Celebrities used to go up the mountain to get away from Hollywood back in the 1920s and 30s. And by the way, this is why I do paranormal investigating. I love the history. I love history. I love kind of learning the backstory because I'm super curious and I'm nosy about Hollywood history.
Me too. So I have a real quick story to share with Bugsy Siegel. So in my prior life, because I've done this throughout my whole life, but I had a professional career that I loved, and I worked for Caesar's Design and Construction. And I was redoing the towers, the hotel rooms in the Flamingo Hotel. Bugsy Siegel. And I would walk because it's so weird. Flamingo has all these weird, there's a lot of behind the scenes tunnels that get employees to where they need to go. It's almost like going to Disneyland. You just arrive at the spot you're supposed to be following this path. But there are so many odd little twists and turns, and Bugsy Siegel was very present there. I felt his energy.
That's awesome.
So check out, go to the Flamingo Hotel, go to some of the higher end rooms, and you will feel him there. I had to share that.
No, that's awesome. I read about that and I was like, ooh, Flamingo. I can't wait to go. But yeah,
we'll go together. Meet me here and we'll go together. I'm from Las Vegas.
I love Vegas. You should not have told me that. I love
I have a room, girlfriend. For you, I have a room because I swear we've known each other my whole life.
That's awesome. Well, Brackenfern Manor, Lake Arrowhead, lots of history. I was a part of a team where we actually did have guests that were able to accompany us on the investigations. And in my group, I took them downstairs to the first level. I said, okay, it's known that a little boy haunts this area. He likes to run back and forth and back and forth. So I had some tools to get him to play with it because he loved to just mess with the ghost gear. And nothing happened for like 5 minutes. We're just sitting there like, this is awkward. What's going on? And then that's when the medium of myself kind of snapped in where I said, okay, where is he? What's going on? Because notice, I'm doing the actual investigation portion, but I was not trying to tap in. And I was like, hey, where's this kid? And then I heard first floor bedroom. Our guests were actually able to stay in the manor. So one of the guests in my group had that bedroom. And I said, do you have that room? She's like, oh yeah. I was like, can you do me a favor and open it? Because I'm being told he's in there. And she opens up her room. She happened to also be an investigator. So she had tools on her bed, on her floor, and they were all lighting up, like going crazy. And she's like, oh my God. I said, I knew it. He's in here. And everyone's like, okay, how did you know he was? I was like, because he told me. Well,
because I am a psychic medium, right?
And I didn't even go around boasting that to my group. I just said I was an investigator. I just kind of kept it to myself, And they were like,
so you kind of outed yourself on that too.
I was like, he's in here. And then I said, oh, ladies, he's also telling me that you bought him some candy and some toy cars. Oh my God, we went to Lake Arrowhead Village and we brought some toys and we put it's right under the bed and we left it for him. And we did get candy and so that was a really cool example of, for those mediums out there that do want to try paranormal investigating, I would recommend that you learn the basics in terms of like the tools to use. I call it the paranormal 101 and how to approach the investigation instead of only going in there as a medium. I think it's cool doing both.
So tell me about the tools that you use, because in your bio, you also say that you're a spiritual teacher. Do you teach people how to do this?
Yes, I had the honor and pleasure of, oh my gosh, Elisa Williams had me teach a paranormal course in May of this year. So I was a part. I was a part of her certified master teacher program for 9 months. It was amazing.
Isn't she?
Oh, look,
we'll talk about that in a minute because I could go on forever.
Yeah, she's amazing. And I did that program for 9 months. And then I went out there to New York with her for 3 weeks and to actually like do the final portion of the certification. So that's where the spiritual teacher portion comes in. I actually will know next week about the certification process if everything's good to go with her, but I did complete the course. So yes.
It's good to go. You got it. Because I am psychic.
Thank you. But no, I was able to teach the paranormal course for her class. And she may even have a paranormal course coming up in her school that I'm able to assist her with. So yes. And then I also do mentorship in all areas, psychic, mediumship, every avenue of spirituality. So.
Dang, girl. I can't wait. I can't wait because I'm in the front row of that. Tell us about some of the tools that you use for these investigations. And I love that you melt mediumship, psychic abilities, because you're right. There are not a lot of mainstream shows that show, because for me, I think we're like the beginning and the end. We're the whole package. Yep. Why aren't they calling us more?
Exactly.
Tell me about your tools. I'm so excited.
Yeah, oh my God, there's so many. Let's see, where do I start? The easiest one is just a voice recorder or the iPhone. If you have a cell phone, iPhone, you can just use that to simply just press record, leave it in the space, and you can leave the room. And honestly, you might pick up something. You would pick up whisper. Thank you.
Yes, I take it everywhere I go, even if I'm not investigating, because spirit is with you all the time. I can hear audible, but sometimes I can't hear some of the disembodied ones that are inhabiting a space. So this is the easiest thing.
Yep.
What else, girlfriend? Share it, share it.
Yeah, that would be the best one. Next one, my favorite is the K2 meter. That one is basically, kind of describe it. It's like a little meter where the gauge will go up all the way to red if there's a presence, there's energy. It's really good to use for yes or no answers. You're like, are you a man or are you a man? And then nothing moves. Okay, are you female? And then it'll go. You can literally use that to ask questions with spirit. I use that one the most because it's easier to just carry with me.
EMF meter, you said?
Oh, I apologize. The K2 meter.
Oh, K2 meter. Yeah, interesting. And so you ask questions and just...
Easiest one to have, because you can just keep, just like your recorder, you can just keep in your purse, and then you're just like, is someone here?
I'm going on Amazon as soon as we're done here.
Yeah, I think I have 2. I should have brought it out with me. And then the spirit box, that one is usually what you've seen on like Ghost Adventures. It makes like a white noise radio sound, and it's like shh, but you can hear voices come through it. Shh, hello, shh. Hi, like you can hear them talking. That one, I just purchased one. I was like, I don't know why I don't have one, but that one's pretty awesome because you can actually get sentences. So depending on what kind of location you're in, sometimes you can get negative sentences.
I have one and I love it. And you never know what you're going to get. That's what I love about it. Of course, Caroline and I'm a little boy. I'm here, but then you could hear another voice say, get out.
Yep. Different.
So that's amazing. And they're not expensive. You don't need a lot of expensive. What else do you use? Oh my God, you are just snatching me along this journey.
Let's see what else okay. I don't use this, but I have to talk about it because my friends always laugh about it. There's something called the Boo Bear that the teams I've been on have to use. I won't touch it. That thing, so it's a teddy bear. And if it feels spirit or gets close to them, it talks. But not only does it talks in a little kid's voice, which is even creepier. So
that's creepy.
so creepy. And they'll put it like, I went to the Bracken firm. We put it on the third floor, way at the top. 3 a.m. No one's up there. We hear, ooh, that tickles.
Holy hell. I would hit the next bar immediately. I would order one for each hand. That would freak me out. Because I've seen dead people my whole life. I still sometimes get startled. Do you find that too? No matter what, sometimes you can't be prepared for everything.
Yes. The thing that startles me the most is clairaudience, because that's not my strength, but it's starting to come in and I don't like it. I'm like, nope, no, don't do that to me. Like,
Not today, people.
It freaks me out.
That's when you set that boundary with spirit.
Yes.
I have a lot of students. I'm also a spiritual educator. I have a lot of students that are interested in this because they want to know how do I do this, Rainey? What is your process? Can you tell me, as an intuitive, as a psychic medium, as this beautiful investigator, what is your process? Because you have physical tools, which I do too. It's not divination for you. It's just investigation and just connecting on a different level.
Yep.
What is your process?
So what's interesting, and I remember I was talking to Lisa about this, the difference with me is that I was with teams, like I've investigated with teams and not alone, which is there's a lot of mediums that like to do it by themselves. And so when I was on the teams, typically there was a historian, a lead investigator, psychic medium and investigator, a tech person with a different roles. And so before we even go into a location, so I'll give you an example, the silent movie theater, you guys can look that up. That's in this Hollywood, Los Angeles.
It's creepy.
It is pretty creepy. Went there twice, actually. It was cool. The first time we went, they enjoyed us so much, they asked us to come back and do another investigation. So
cool. You're so talented, girl.
Oh, thank you.
Oh my gosh, I just love you. Don't you all just, can you feel her? I can. She's amazing.
Thank you. No, that one, we prepared about 2 weeks beforehand. We're like, okay, we're going to go to the silent movie theater. I said, you guys, to the historian, I said, I actually don't want to know the history. Don't tell me anything. I kind of want to feel my way into it first. She did a report and a research on the property, which was super helpful, so that when we actually got there and we did an investigation, I was able to refer to her to say, okay, I walked in the lobby and I said, okay, my head is killing me. Don't tell me anything. Could you please confirm that someone had an injury to their head? And she says, yes. I said, leave it there. So that's kind of how my process is. I don't want to go forward. I just kind of want to gather it, write down my own information. We did the spirit box session there, went upstairs, and I was getting a man. I was like, okay, he's very, authoritative. I was like, I think this is the owner. Can you confirm that an owner might have passed in the building? Yes. Don't tell me anything else. So that's kind of how I go about it. I just want to feel my way into it, use the tools. And then at the end, we all sit together. I'm like, okay, this is what we got. How did you guys feel? Do you feel like it's haunted? Who do you think it's here? Then our researcher historian will say, okay, like she tells us everything. Like, this is what happened in and that one, something happened in 1997, which is rare. A lot of stuff is like 1920s,
way earlier.
Yeah, 1997. The owner, I forgot I think his name was, I remember it, Austin or something. I remember. Lawrence Austin. Wow, that popped in.
Well, you are psychic.
I know he right? was murdered in the lobby of that building by his lover and business partner, who
holy Schmidt
hired a hitman to murder him.
And you picked that up.
Yes, and he shot him in the head. That's where I was like, don't tell me.
That's why you had the physical. Mm-hmm. I love how you work because it's so organic and authentic.
It's fun to me where I don't want to.
Oh, you can tell.
Because if I go in there and I'm like, I know everything, like that's not going to be fun. It's like, no,
right?
Let's see what I can get. Let's see how this works. So yeah, it's just to have fun. Also, my approach to paranormal investigating, it's not like everyone else's. I actually go into, I want to respect the spirits. I want to respect the location. I want to bring their stories to life. And I always remind other psychic mediums going into this to not provoke them, to not conjure up dark or evil. Like these people, if it's haunted, these were people that lived. They lived, they had a life. So talk to them like they were a person. If you go on there, like some shows we know, show yourself, push me. Yeah, like that's not, you're provoking.
That's
them.
theatrics.
Yeah.
Zach Baggins lives in Vegas. His haunted museum is here. It's just theatrics.
Yep.
I love that you're not into that and you don't want to know, because for me, that's that. I want those identifiers, that evidence. I'm going to give you all of this information. Now tell me where we stand. I love that about you. Yeah. I love that. So for me, I have a little ritual where I show gratitude, raise my vibration, ground into Mother Earth, protect. I light a candle because I have boundaries with spirit. Don't bother me all the time. So when I light that candle, y'all come in. And then I do my thing, and then I always close with spirit. Do you do anything like that before you leave your home or before you walk into these situations?
Absolutely. So when I start the investigation, I do a prayer. I can say whatever prayer I'd like, as long as I include surround me with the white light of protection and the Holy Spirit. So that is the first, and I also do it for the other investigators as well. So like kind of like a prayer circle. Then before I leave the place, we do another prayer. I close it out. I ask my guides to just remove, I always say remove anything that doesn't belong, that we don't want anything following us or disturbing us. And also I typically wear, this is my labradorite. I always wear this during my investigations. Look at that.
Me too.
Look at that.
I got this New Orleans because my bestie and I went on investigations, and that's when we actually got really hooked and connected with Bloody Mary down there. Girl, we got to meet down there because I had a spirit push me down on the ground, and there was nobody behind me. We were going into Bloody Mary's actual home, and my knees were so scraped up and my hands, that's how hard I was pushed. And I looked around thinking, is there a drunk bitch that joined us right behind me? Because we had this drunk girl who I'm telling you, I was about ready to just say you don't want to be a. And I thought, did she just push me? And I looked around, there was nobody around, and I see two girls running towards me. Oh my God, what just happened? You were standing upright, and all of a sudden, bam, you went down on your knees. I'm like, I think I just got assaulted by a spirit.
Wow. I love New Orleans.
But see how you say about the cleansing and the clearing and protection? Yes. I did not do that when I got out of that bus to go into our home. I was just like, la, la, la. How important is that in what you do?
You know, I'd say it's super important because what I get a lot of when students are like, I've been so scared to do this work. I'm so scared. And I'm like, you guys, I got to tell you, I've been doing this for almost 10 years and nothing has ever scratched me, hurt me, pushed me, what do you call it, woke me. It just hasn't happened because like you had said, I'm always like, I try to create I created those boundaries very early on. And that's one thing that I'm super proud of, because there are investigators who are like, something's here, you know, just like followed me. And I'm like, I don't deal with that. I've always had a positive, oddly enough, I've always had a positive experience whenever I've done a real paranormal investigation. Nothing has ever been weird. We went into a dark area at the Brackenfern Manor where it's known to be very uncomfortable. And when I went down there, I said, listen, like right before we did anything, I said, I'm here because we're curious. I do not mean you harm. Give us 5 minutes and we will get out of your space.
So now, you made an agreement with spirit.
Oh, yeah, immediately. It was a man, I could feel him. And I said, we'll be out of your space. I had some guests with me. I said, we just want to see kind of what's going down here. And he gave me activity on the tools that we had. Whereas I said, okay, we're out. Thank you. And there's other investigators that went down there. They're like, one said nothing happened. And the other one said, I was pushed.
I've heard about that area. No, honestly, you are so lucky to have gone and really done such a thorough with access to all these areas, because I've heard that there is some negativity and people have been hurt. And yes. I love your approach to that. Yeah. You asked for permission, you gave the respect, and then you thank that in that soul, that being, whatever it is. I'm gonna take that to heart. That was a beautiful gift you just gave to all of us. That's so important. Guys, write that down. That's incredible. See, I knew, Tawney, you would be this amazing, beautiful, bright light. So what else do you do? Like, have you ever been Well, you say you never really get bothered in your normal waking life.
Yes.
Before you made these boundaries early on, have you had any other situations where you started feeling a certain way? Let's say like you did a reading with somebody, because I feel your heart is just this beautiful, wide, beautiful. Like I said to somebody the other day, I feel like you're giving me a virtual hug just by being in the same space. I just feel safe with you. I just feel confident and powerful. Have you ever walked away from any of this feeling like something wasn't right?
You know what? I was gonna say no, and then I remember. Oh my God, that was a year ago, literally to the day. Weird. I went to.
Well, I am psychic. Spirit brings those synchronicities up all the time. So, yay!
I cannot believe this. Exactly a year ago, I was in Montana, and with a team, and we went to Montana State Prison to do an overnight investigation. And again, I'm usually like, cool, I'm fine during investigations, but for some reason that evening, I just wasn't feeling well, which is not normal. I just felt like, I don't want to say nauseous, just not well. And like my stomach felt a little weird. And I was like, okay, I hope this is not going to ruin my chance of being in Montana, investigating this awesome place. And that place, yeah, that kind of left a weird feeling. That if you can look up Montana State Prison, the history is incredible. As a matter of fact, we probably should have been there for 2 days. We only did one like 10-hour investigation, and it wasn't enough. We did not cover enough ground there. But the reason why I found out later is because there was another medium on the team with me. She had a bad experience. I had a good experience, but I was able to mostly clear out any negative. The only negative I picked up was that sick feeling. While doing her tour, she was punched or slapped. And she's like, yeah, something hit me. And I was like, oh, okay. She's like, did anything happen to you? And I was like, well, no. Myself and one of the investigators were walking the grounds, and there was an inmate following us who I could clearly make out. And he was a good inmate. He was basically following us, curious, wanting to know what was going on, what was happening, making sure we got to our destination. When we got to where we were going, gone. I was like, he was our tour guide. And it's just like, oh.
That is cool.
So that was, to me, that's a good experience, because that prison had so much negative history, so many things that happened there. And the closest I got to being really affected was just that night feeling sick. That's it.
Yeah, I pick up that too. I mean, headaches, like when you said that you felt your head got shot, I pick up that too. And sometimes you really just have to stop and say, hey, wait, this isn't mine. Yep. This isn't mine. You know, you have to meet me in Reno, Nevada, and we're going to the Carson City State Prison. My brother, he's a working police officer, but he also volunteers there. I know the Montana one has a really horrific history.
Yeah.
But Carson City State Prison, because we have the death penalty law.
Oh.
Yeah, you need to come up, girl. We'll make a weekend of it. Oh. I got places that we can stay.
Done.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So tell me about this boss bitchiaries. I'm sure I said that so wrong. I want to know.
No, so it's just a conglomeration of me always being a leadership role when I was in the corporate America, and then I'm an Aries, April 15th, tax day, and
March 31st, Aries.
See that? Oh, love Aries,
right?
Aren't we great?
We are. We're the leaders.
Yep, I love it. But that's really it. Just boss bitch Aries. I just wanted to make it clear.
I love you so much. Oh my gosh, I really feel like I've known you forever. I'm very curious into how you pick up information. You know, I love that you said the clairaudient is now starting to present. What I've learned being a spiritual educator is once you start really accepting your gifts and really using them and glowing them, I call it glowing, because you are your energy. That's that aura that you project. Other things start coming through.
Yep.
Tell me about that journey.
Well, what's cool is like earlier when I said as a younger child, I could like see what like physically, I could see the auras, I could see the spirits. Now it's all in my clairvoyance. So I am a clairvoyant. Like that is I get the pictures, I get the movies, it plays out in front of me in my third eye. Also the clairsentience is really, really strong. Claircognizance is there. And then the clairaudience is now, and I'm not a fan of it.
Well, tell me why. Tell me the first time that you had an experience.
What's happening. It started within the year, but it comes in as I'm going to sleep. So that's why I'm like, please stop. Don't do this right now. This is not the time. So
Son of a bitch.
As I'm
Don't you hate that?
I'm like, stop it. So, but the cool thing is though, whenever I set the boundary, so what happens is it'll happen and I set the boundaries. I'll be like, no, or my guides, I'm like, you guys, this is making me uncomfortable. Could you please help me? It will go away. It goes away for like 6 months. And then they started again. And I'm like, are you guys playing games? What are you?
Well, it's almost like McFly. We're here. We want to speak to you.
Yeah.
So, that's what I learned from Lisa Williams early on. Years and years ago when she was doing her television show, she would wear a hat. And that was her signal to spirit. That was her boundary. Do not mess with me. But when I take my hat off, we are working. So I love that you have these boundaries. But I also love about you is that you're automatic. You just can turn it on, close it, and turn it off like a light switch. Those little pokes still come in. Have you ever had like one of your departed loved ones come through and visit you?
What's super cool is it's going back as well to the boundaries. You're right. I do have a very I'm off, I'm on, off, on, and it works. I'm not disturbed or bothered, nothing, but my loved ones, no, it's interesting because I can feel them, but it's almost like because I can feel them, they don't need to. That's how it feels to me. It's like they're like, oh, we're here. It'll drop information in when they need to. But I don't. I'm glad you asked that because I'm thinking about it. I'm like, wow, they really don't. They just are kind of like, she knows we're here. Like it is what it is, and they're just kind of present.
Yeah, because they know I'm an Aries. Don't F with me.
Yeah. And it's cool. And another reason I know that's because I'm like, oh, I always feel her. Every time if I have a student read me, another medium read me, they always get my grandmother. And I'm like, yeah, I know, she stalks me. I always say that. Like, she stalks me. She's always here. She loves this. I'm sure she's watching this
what is her first name?
Evelyn.
Oh my gosh, that is so beautiful.
Yeah,
so when somebody books a reading let's talk about readings. What can they expect when they sit with you? What is your process? What can they expect?
I'm very, very chill in my readings. I think, and this is just me being very honest, I think it's because I approach it like a friend type because I'm very paranormal investigator, researcher. And I'm like, oh, you want a reading? Okay, cool. Let's just chat, let's just have fun. And so it's very laid back. I know earlier you said kind of how do I start the reading? I would just be like, okay, automatically this is what I'm getting, or I'll write down what I got and I say, what area did you want to focus on? And then they'll say, whatever, love. And I'm like, boom, I got love already, just to kind of already got that trust there with them. But yeah, my readings are totally laid back. They're totally chill. Right now, because I do psychic and mediumship, but I do the psychic, it flows like no other business. So that's the one that's on my website is psychic readings. I am prone to oracle cards. I am trained on it, but I don't really use them. I use them with friends because I know them. So I use the cards to kind of help guide me along. But otherwise, it's just a straight psychic intuitive reading.
It's literally like going out for cocktails with your best friend and just chatting and asking your best buddy for advice. Yeah,
it's very casual, chill, fun. And I did a reading last night and it was fun. It wasn't, she was relaxed and she got everything she needed out of it. And also I'm big on ask me questions. I don't care if you have a million questions. I don't want the client to leave the session I don't know. She didn't answer my questions. No, even if I'm keep talking, keep asking me, what do you want to know? I'm going to answer it for you. So very, very connected and very loyal to any clients that book with me.
You make people feel safe. You make people feel like they could tell you anything without judgment, that when you deliver something, your delivery is just full of grace and love, but it's very direct. It's like the grandmother saying, I love you, but stop doing that. And here's what you need to do. I love that about you. So you have a website. What is your website? Where can we find you?
IntuitiveTawny.com.
I love that. I love that. So tell me more about some of the courses you've taken with Lisa Williams.
Oh my God, let's see. Okay, so back in 2019.
Or maybe I should say like me, what haven't I taken?
No, yeah. It's like, let's see. No, oh my God, I have so many amazing spiritual mentors, but I took Lisa Williams Summit in 2019. And I was certified advanced psychic medium under her school. And then and there's other mediums I do work with. Like there's an author, Finley Tudor, who is amazing. His name is Chris Drew. And for anybody watching, he is amazing. So I trained with Chris Drew. And then last year, I just felt a calling to check out the master teacher class. I don't know why. It just kept kind of hounding on me, take this class. I was like, okay, fine. Just look into it. And I looked into it and I applied and she accepted me. There was only 7 of us. Oh, sorry. I lost count. 8 of us in the course. And I applied and it was life-changing because this all mainly was happening during the pandemic. So last year, we were all at home and confused and not know what was going on or what was going to be happening with the world. And it started in, oh my God, October of last year. I'm like, that flew by so fast. And we would work with her live, and she would give us homework. And we had students that we had to actually mentor. So I mentored students in her school earlier this year, and she gave us opportunities to teach. And I just met so many amazing souls in that class. Like you have no idea, these women are incredible.
Oh, and I love her and her Facebook community. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And then what was such a blessing was getting to go to Jamestown and working. I was there for 3 weeks, working with this woman and these women with her for almost every single day. She taught us so much. And what I loved about it is not only was I there to learn how to be a teacher and teach other people, I was learning about myself. And I was learning how I work and how I retain information. And for me to understand what I do. So I'm like, I go in there like, okay, I know I'm a psychic medium and paranormal investigator, but do I really know what I'm doing? So I left there like, wow, I didn't really know what I was doing. And now I do, because I really learned from the best. And I have just the utmost respect for Lisa Williams. And I'm just so freaking honored and humbled. And I actually get like a little emotional when I talk about her because she's I'm like, oh, she's taught me so much. And I honestly want to recommend to those when she does do that program again, the master teacher program, which is like her elite program, I would absolutely recommend that you just check it out and see if it's right for you, because she's incredible.
She really is. What I love about what you were saying and what I have found is the community and the like-minded people. Yes. I've been doing these interviews now for almost about 1.5 years, and the people that are come to her, she's like this magnet of positivity. Yep. It's a beautiful community. And Tawny, you are one of those magnificent, beautiful, powerful, heartwarming. It's like I'm getting a hug right now.
Oh, thank you.
But I feel safe, but I also feel like, you know what? You're going to tell me like it is. And so again, you're on Instagram at Intuitive Tawney.
Yes.
Tell us your website one more time.
IntuitiveTawny.com.
And tell us about your services before we sign off and say blah, blah, blah.
No, yes, psychic readings. Let's see. Oh, past life readings. Love past life readings. Also mentorship. So now that I am actually a certified, like trained spiritual teacher, I also do like one-on-one mentoring, and I've done it. It's awesome. It's fun, and you'll get a lot out of my sessions. And what else? And spiritual assessments. So if you're a new psychic medium, or you're learning more about this work and you're not exactly sure where you're going with it or what your gifts are, I can also give you an assessment and kind of put you on the right track and help you. And those are a lot of fun. So
that's brilliant, because people I have found just jump into something, and some are not ready and some are more advanced, and this is boring to them, or vice versa. Mm-hmm. That is brilliant. I love that. Tawney, beautiful soul, you have really made my day. This has been, I really want to talk to you again sometime, because this has been such a beautiful journey to get to know you And I know that people feel what I'm feeling. And I look forward to more adventures with you, to see Tawney just shine and glow and do her boss bitchy Aries. I know I'm saying that wrong. And maybe we'll do a Carson City investigation together or something like that.
Yes.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Is there anything that we didn't cover? Some final words, some more information that maybe we didn't talk about before we sign off?
No, we touched on everything. I'm just grateful to be here. Thank you so much for the opportunity. And yeah, I look forward to working with you more. Like I said, you're amazing. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. More things to come from the beautiful Tawney Lewis, medium and paranormal investigator. We will see you soon. God bless you all. Have a beautiful day. Tawney, enjoy your day. Thank you for making mine. God bless.